Music has always been a fundamental building block of the Legend of Zelda series, not just the sweeping Hyrule Field themes or the wistful character medleys, but deeply ingrained as part of Zelda gameplay. Whether it was the Ocarina, or the Wind Waker, or the Goddess Harp in Skyward Sword, whether awakening the Windfish or summoning a witch for fast travel, instruments and music have been essential to the Zelda series, both thematically and mechanically. It is little surprise then that the first full-on Zelda musical is such a delight. I have absolutely no rhythm. I cannot sing, I cannot dance, I cannot play an instrument outside of a few months of recorder practice in primary school. In theory, a game which must be played to the beat of the music should be an absolute nightmare for me. And at first it was. Cadence of Hyrule Crypt of the Necrodancer featuring The Legend of Zelda, that is the full title of the game in all its cumbersome glory, is a rhythm game where every step you take, every arrow you shoot, every slash of your sword must be timed to the music. Coming into this game without playing the original Crypt of the Necrodancer and not being particularly musically inclined, it was a steep learning curve for me. I died. A lot. 42 times in fact in my complete run of the game. Mastering the mechanics, learning enemy movement patterns, figuring out how progression works all took time and made my first hour or so of the game extremely punishing. As I've established before, I'm a baby gamer who is bad at games. But once it clicked, once those enemy patterns became clear, once I learned to react more than I act, and probably most vitally once I bought the spear to keep foes at a distance, everything became satisfyingly musically charged. Cadence of Hyrule has roguelike elements, but it's fairly forgiving. Weapons, save points, and items remain persistent. You lose rupees and most perishable items upon death. However, there is a second diamond currency that can unlock items each time you die, or in certain stores spread throughout the world. If you're struggling, keep moving through the map until you find pieces of hearts as well as new weapons to help you discover your playstyle, as well as your sense of rhythm. Death isn't particularly punishing, so don't feel too downbeat if the game keeps getting the better of you in the early stages. If you're still struggling after that, you can turn the need to move to the beat off entirely, making the whole game substantially easier. If you're feeling particularly sadistic though, you can turn permadeath on, and every death will be your last. You can play as Link, or Zelda, or eventually Cadence, so the game molds to your playstyle. From a gameplay perspective, it plays like a Zelda game, simply setting the formula of A Link to the Past to a beat. You explore the overworld, solve puzzles, defeat enemies and conquer dungeons. Roguelike elements and procedural generation always sets off alarm bells for me, but progression is fair and consistent, while the procedural generation is limited to dungeons after your initial world and item locations are determined. As a result, you learn from each death and grow, not hindered by having little idea of what is to come. Learning the enemy patterns, improving your timing, and then dancing your way through each screen, cutting everything down where it stands, becomes extremely rewarding. It is little surprise that the music is the true highlight. Brilliant remixes from the Zelda series propel the entire experience, speeding up to match the intensity, simmering to a peaceful melody as you clear an entire screen. Whether it's the classic Zelda overworld theme, the pulsating Dark World theme, the hypnotic Lost Woods music, or the amazing Gerudo Valley remix, the music consistently makes sticking to the tempo worth it. Given the huge breadth of music available to choose from, Cadence of Hyrule barely scratches the surface of the available Zelda tracks, which makes me pretty excited for where any potential sequel might go. Cadence of Hyrule had a greater burden on it than the average game. Not only is it a spin-off of the beloved Crypt of the Necrodancer, not only is it a spin-off of the iconic Zelda series, it's also the first indie developer to get their hands on a major Nintendo property. Whether this is a one-off or begins a trend going forward might just hang on the success of this game. It's exciting to pair up indie devs with Nintendo franchises in your mind. If this does continue to happen, we can only hope they turn out as well as Cadence of Hyrule did. It pulls off the very delicate balance of staying true to what Zelda is, while incorporating mechanics from another game entirely, melding them both together to create a magnificent rhythm action game. It is the Legend of Zelda musical we never knew we needed. Cadence of Hyrule Crypt of the Necrodancer featuring the Legend of Zelda gets 8.5 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. We resume normal service after E3 as we begin building toward Mario Maker. I think I'm going to focus on some Mario Maker adjacent content for the next couple of weeks as we build toward the release of Mario Maker at the end of June. If you liked what you saw, over E3, please leave a like, leave a subscribe, it'd be nice. On your left, a recap of the Nintendo Direct from E3. On your right, my 5 most anticipated games coming out of E3. Thanks for watching.